DreAllDay.com. DreAllDay.com. I want to talk about situational power. Right now, I'm in Miami, where I live, and it's taking a walk, and a rain shower hit. Now, in the middle of the summer in Miami, thunderstorms every day is a normal thing. You look at the weather, it says 88 degrees, thunderstorms every day for like 20 days straight. It says that every day. So I'm on this walk, and a thunderstorm hits. So I can see that it looks like it's about to rain. I'm like, all right, maybe I can finish my walk before it rains, but I was stopped when I saw it. Then the rain just hit immediately. And luckily, I was standing next to a condo, so I just dipped under the overhead, and I was cool. I'm just standing there waiting out the rain. And while I'm standing there waiting for the rain to stop, this homeless man walks by me. Now, I know this guy's homeless because he has the same clothes on every time I see him. And I've seen him. He hangs around this neighborhood, and I see where he sits. I see the bench that he sits on. I recognize the guy. Anybody in this neighborhood would recognize this guy because he always has the same gear on all the time. He walked by in the middle of this rainstorm, and this guy has an umbrella. He's walking with the umbrella, and he's completely dry, and he's walking about as he wants to. And I'm standing there under the overhead at the condo, and I don't have an umbrella. If I start walking, I'm gonna get soaked. He's walking, he's completely dry. Now, he's the homeless guy, but he had, in that situation, he had more power than I had. He had more wealth in that moment than I had. And understand what wealth is. Wealth is not how much money you got in the bank. Wealth is anything that people want. And wealth can be situational. For example, in the middle of the desert, if everybody's dying of thirst and dehydration, what's wealth? It's having a bottle of water. So, and let's say, what's some other place where people can have wealth? Everybody's dying of hunger, and you got some food, you got some bread, then you have wealth. If it's raining and everybody needs to move about, but ain't nobody got an umbrella, but you got one, you have wealth. So he had more wealth in that moment than I had. And I'm bringing all that up to bring up to you this. In life, people say you want to maximize your strengths and minimize your weaknesses. Now, while you can work on your weaknesses, you don't want to completely ignore them. You're never going to make them into your strengths. They're going to be whatever they're going to be. You can maybe make them into something that's mediocre, but your weaknesses are never going to become your strengths. The height that you're going to reach in life is going to be based off what you do with your strengths, what you're already good at, where you already have wealth. You understand what I'm saying? If you're really good, you play ball, you're really good at shooting and dribbling, and you're a terrible defensive player, maybe you become mediocre. You're probably not going to become, Kawhi Leonard or Dikembe Mutombo on defense if you're terrible at it already. So that weakness is not going to become a strength. It can become a mediocrity so that it's not hurting you, but you're not going to become famous off of your defense if you're terrible at defense. So the point is this. In life, you need to situate yourself so that you're in places where you have situational wealth as often as possible, where you're in a position of strength as often as possible, because that's where you want to make your money. That's where your bread is going to be buttered. So where you have the proverbial umbrella in a rainstorm, that's where you should focus your energy. That's where you should try to be as often as possible. That's where you should try to make things happen. That's where you should have every game played on that terrain, that domain where you got the power. And if you ain't got a free copy of my book, The Mirror of Motivation, make sure you get that. I'm going to put the link down in the video description. It's mirrormotivation.com. The book's already paid for. All you do is cover the shipping. What that book's going to do for you, help you step out of the old version of you, step into a new version of you. You're still the same person with a new approach, a new energy, and a new vision of how you see yourself. When you change how you see yourself, the world changes how it sees you, and it changes your results from the inside out. Work on your game. Dre all day.